Well, hello. Welcome back to Lindseys Builds. So we're going to carry on part 5 of the TAKOM floating dry dock 1/350 scale. So we'll go down cameras and show you what we've been doing. Been quite busy really. So done quite a bit of this off camera, as you can see. All there. I think I put about nearly 400 and something parts together. So yeah, been really busy. So it's not like just you can build a stage and then that stage is finished. Each stage is actually multiple parts, as you can see, especially with that photo etch there. And I've done all the fairleads. They're all finished, thank God. And yeah, so on this session here today, I think we will start building these the armaments that sit on top on them. So there's 20 of these to build. Not sure how many I shall get built actually in the stream. So yeah, so we'll start off with the chat, and we've got our Athelin from Wee Bonnie, Scotland. It says, hello Lord Bacon, Butty Land, trust you are feeling better than of late, Lindsay. I'm okay. Mark's Mod says, good afternoon everyone. Welcome in, Mark, it's nice to see you. Flip Dip says, yeah, did a Keith Harris then, Lindsay. You were talking but your mouth wasn't moving. That's because when I switched over cameras. Flip Dip says, hi Mark and Apple. Following Ghost is in and he says, morning everyone. Hello there, Following, and welcome in Flip Dip as well. I'm Following Ghost. Apple says, hi Mark and Flip Dip and Ghost. So I nearly got my tongue tied and said something else then. So yeah, bit of an early morning start this morning. I was up at 4:30 this morning. Flip Dip said, hi Following. So you know, I managed to catch I think around about 6 o'clock this morning. I think, yeah, Joshy was still on. So I popped in there, said hello. So yeah, Following Ghost says, hi Apple, Mark and Flip Dip. Right, so it's like I said, we are going to start building some of the armaments. So I thought this is better to do on the stream than mess around with little tiny photo etch parts. So I'm trying to do the photo etch parts off screen because they take so long. Mark's Mod says, hello Apple, Flip Dip and Ghost. Flip Dip says, didn't you go to Berry Market with Dave? No, he doesn't even live anywhere near me. What do I go to Berry Market for? I hate black pudding. Right, so let's get started, guys. I do apologise for those that normally come in on a Friday, but I've decided to do a single stream. So yeah, so I do apologise to those people. So this is not a PPM stream. This is just an ordinary stream. We've got Static Model in, and it says, hi Lindsay and hi everyone. Hello there, Statics, nice to see you. How's the Kirov coming along? Let's do a couple at a time, I think. Mark's Mod says, hi Static. Apple says, funny, I was up at 4:40 a.m. myself as my guest went home to his house, made coffee, had meds, went back to bed till 7:30. I sat there in bed watching a bit of YouTube, and I think I nodded off for about half an hour, I think, and woke up again. So, following Ghost says, "Hey, Static. Hope all you guys are well." Static says, "Hi, Mark," and "Hi, Ghost." Apple says his guess was got 4 legs and a wagging tail. Nice. Static Models says, "Oh." Didn't chew up your furniture then, Apple? Was it well behaved? Static says, "No fair leads today." No, we've got them finished. Apple says, "Hi, Apple." Mark says, "Yes, Lindsay, took over the Friday slot, laugh out loud. But it's hard to find a slot these days, so many live streams." Yes, there is. I think Terry's got a members live stream going at the moment. Plus, Dominique was on as well this morning. So hopefully we don't interfere too much with each other. Apple says, "For a puppy aged 6 months, he was remarkably well behaved." Oh, cool. Because they're normally chewers at that age, aren't they? So, Static Model says, "Bless." So what I'll do, I'll get all of these cut off and then cleaned up. I want 20 of these. We can always get back on the sci-fi one at some point. So, at the moment, I'm at my desk, bench, covered in this at the moment. There's an estimated count on parts in this build is about 1,600 parts, which is a lot of parts. Dorca's in. Hello there, Dorca. Hope you're well, my mum. And he says, "Good afternoon, Lindsay. I never won in Chatterland." Static says, "Hi, Rex." Mark says, "Lindsay, don't worry, take the slot." Apple says, "Hi there, William. Second time around." Mark's Mod says, "Hey, Dorca." I remember not to put my elbows on the bench while standing. Otherwise, it sounds like a thunderstorm. So, Mark's Mod says, "Hey, Dorca." Cool. 11 people in. Thank you very much, people. Much appreciated. I think I spent about 3-4 hours yesterday doing all that photo etch on there. Wasn't too bad. This kit was donated to my channel by Mr. Sprue and Glue. So we thank him for that. And being he bought it for the channel, instead of it sitting in the stash, we'd get it built. Which is a very good gesture for Mr. Sprue and Glue. Static says, I love working with Photo Etch. Yeah, I find it's quite pleasant. It's not bad. It's all right. It's just got to take your time with it, ain't you, Static? Mike's Mod says, sci-fi can wait for now. Plus, I can avoid decals. Oh, you've always got to get out of something, Mark. Mark's Hobbies says, hi, one and all. Hello there, Mark. Nice to see you. I like working with Photo Etch, but some parts can be really, really tricky, especially when the Photo Etch is really thin. You blow on it, it'll break, you know. Mark's Hobby says, hi, one and all. Mark's Mod says, hello, Mark. Mark's Hobby says, hey, Mark. Better start this, otherwise I'll end up forgetting where I am. So what everybody up to besides watching me? Are you working at the bench or just chilling out or whatever? 2, 4, 6 so far. So like I said, you know, you're not just building one of these, you're building multiple parts. Static says, yes, if you have the right tools and proper mindset, working with Photo Etch is my favourite part of the build. Yes, you've got to have the proper tools to do it with. I find when they do replacement parts and then you've got to start cutting parts of the build out to get them in, that's when it gets tricky. I had that with that Graf Zeppelin because I had to cut out some of the flight deck on the front to get the catapults in. I did actually cut about 1.5 millimeters too much out, but I managed to fill the gap with styrene and then fill it in. Apple says, me, I'm waiting a courier to arrive. Breakfast was bacon, eggs with tomatoes and coffee. Cool. Static says it can be difficult, but that's what proxons are for. Yeah. Should be 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. Apple says, hello, Mark's Hobbies. So Apple's had a good slap up for his breakfast. Me, I had 3 Weetabix and 2 rounds of toast with butter. No bacon today. Didn't really feel like it today, so. I'll have bacon tomorrow morning. Mark's office says, hi, Apple. So what did you, what did everybody else have for B&B this mornings or this afternoons or wherever you live in the world? Apple says 2468 motorway. Me and my daddy trucking through the night. Okay, that's a bit random. That's a bit random, Apple. Not sure what he means about that. Either that or I'm a bit slow on the uptake this morning. Static says belly homemade club sandwich, bench modern destroyer, repairs, beverage, coffee and cigarettes. Ew. Following Go says too early to eat coffee and lots of figures on the bench. Hope you got your pants on. That saying's going to stick with you, Dorker, for a long time. That's 10, I think. I know what he was saying. Right, okay. Apple says, testing your memory, Lindsay. It was 70s song. Don't remember that one, mate, to be honest. Flip Dip says, is that the song, Apple? I presume so, Flip Dip. What he's saying. Who was it actually sung by, Apple? Not very familiar with it. Not at all. Flip Dip says, that song reminds me of Smashy and Nicey. Smashy and Nicey, eh? Sounds a bit like that Cadbury Smash advert with the robots, the aliens. Apple says that I cannot remember, but I believe an American band. Okay. Flip Dip says Tom Robinson Band. Don't know them. Flip Dip says you do know it, Lindsay. Probably. I've had a lot of sleeps since then. To me, that was over 70s, well over 50 odd years ago for me. Half a century ago. Apple says, oh, well done, Flip Dip. See? He's probably using Google. You're using Google, Flip Dip. And we've got Chorlton Junction in, and it says, "Hey Lindsay, hello there, Chorp. Nice to see you. Welcome in." And he also says, "Hi everyone." Flip Dip says, "Very well known song. If you ain't seen nothing yet, Batchman Turner Overdrive." If you ain't seen nothing yet, yeah, Batchman Turner Overdrive. Apple says, "Hi Tony and JJ." Chorlton Junction says, "Hey Apple." Flip Dip says, "I have the song on playlist." Ooh. I've heard a lot of songs over the years. It's just remembering them all. I don't even really listen to music anymore. Kind of irritates me. A lot of people, they play music while they're working at the bench. I find it too irritating. There's that layout coming along, Chorb. And how's JJ? Oh, you love the 80s music, do you? Yeah, some good stuff came out in the 80s, weren't there? I think the only group I really didn't like out of the 80s was that Wham. I wanted to wham the telly when they come on. Chalk says the layout is coming on slowly now that I am concentrating on one small area. JJ says hi. Cool. Apple says I had Glenn Miller on last night as background noise till I fell asleep. Ew, Glenn Miller. My mother used to be a really big fan of Glenn Miller. She used to have loads of his Glenn Miller band's 78 records. Anybody remember the 78s? Just 78's it. Pick them up, they weigh a ton. Flip Dip says the decade of the power ballad. Jorgensen says, "Nice one, Apple. My better half loved a bit of Glenn Miller." He actually disappeared, didn't he, in a plane crash, apparently. They never did find him, did they? They may come across him one day. Two, four, six. Flip Dip says, "I remember Jive Bunny laughing his head off." Chilton says, "I do still have some 78s, but of course can't play them now. Nothing to play them on." Apple says 78s played to distinction and then used as a frisbee. Chop your head off and things, but Flip Dip said he ran off with Lord Lucan and Jimmy Hoffa. You ever watched the Glenn Miller story? Flipped it. It's an old film. Apple says Glenn Miller went down in the Channel in thick fog but never found and no claimed responsibility. That's why I said they'll probably find his plane one day, or the plane he was on, sitting on the bottom of the Channel somewhere. That'd make headlines, wouldn't it, if they ever found his plane that he was on? I used to like that song that they did. What was it? Pennsylvania 65000 or something. That was good. Let me go there. 2, 4, 6, 8. 2 more. All right. Okay, flipped it. Yeah, I think I've watched the Buddy Holly story. Not sure which one it was because yes, Buddy Holly, the Big Bop. There was quite a few on that plane, wasn't there? Got 9 people in there, so we lost a couple. Not to worry. Apple says, "Who remembers Billy Cotton and his big band on Saturday morning?" Not me. What era would that be? Not familiar with that one, Apple, to be honest. Flipped it says Richie Valens, La Bambas. Yeah, there's a song. Flip Dip says Big Bopper. Apple says 60s and 70s era. Okay. Right, I think that's 20 now. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 in there, 10 there. Okay, so we need 20 C9s now. All them in there. I'm only here for an hour and a half, so whether we actually get any building done, I don't know. Okay. What was it I said? C9s. Flip Dip says there's been a few gone down in planes over the years. Definitely. John Denver. Yeah, I used to really like John Denver. Used to love all his music. Flip Dip says Leonard Skynard. Right, C9, where are you? Okay, it's 2 on each. No, that's 16. I don't know. It's 290. 16s for those ones. Yeah, so there's 2 each on little sprues. It's going to be a little bit easier. Come on, get off. Thank you. Following Go says, laughing my ass off, pronounce Leonard Skinner. Apple says, of all them containers lined up, ready for a ship to arrive to take on board and head back to China, Lindsay's desk. Yes, they're waiting for collection. They only paid me cheap labour as well. It's going to be a long process, this build. Believe me. I hope you don't get no pingage either in the process. They're going to need some cleanup. Right. I'm getting all these parts ready to start building. Should have done this on screen, really. Two, 4, 6. Actually glue these in once I've got these cut off. Do 10 first and then that one, not just sat here cutting bits off sprues. Right, that should be 10. 2, 4, 6, 8. I think that's 8. 2 more, they've got 10. Following Go says, it's okay, Lindsay. Their second album was titled Pronounced because everyone got it wrong. I guess. I'll just cut these 2 out and then I'll get these glued in there. And some of those. Okay. Right. don't nothing goes twing on the floor in the process. Going to be really hard to clean up as well. And watch I don't get my fingers doing this. Been a lot easier if those sprues would have been on the edges. Screw gates. Okay. Just hope that don't dry out in the process. I'm trying to. Come on. Come on. Okay, do it this bloody way. Sitting there messing about with a pair of tweezers. Don't make it very good because I've got hands like shovels. It's just a simple task. And go in. See, that's all I wanted to do. It's go in there. Okay, that's one. I'll catch up with the chat in a minute, guys. Just do this one first, and then I'll catch up with the chat. Okay. Apple says, where Panzer when you need pingage, comments. Probably still in the sleepy land, snoring his head off. Yes. He's back at work now, isn't he? He's had his little holiday. So we've got 11 back in. Good, 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 good. So what'd you have for your breakfast, Mark, if you're still there? Mark's mods, that is. He's being very quiet, isn't he? dodging. Two, no, it's three in it. Three. Three of those done. Watch I don't get my fingers doing this. Otherwise we'll be doing a Terry. Come on, go over. There we go. Had more skin there, look. Be doing amputations. Amputations. Seriously. Stand up. Once that's glued in there, then I can clean that up a bit more. Once it's in, because I can get a sharp knife in there and clean it up. That's another one. Static says, Lindsay, is that a row of assembled blocks on your desk, or are you happy to be streaming? That's a load of blocks. That is all blocks. That is about 4 days worth so far, but there's loads more bits got to go on then yet. Loads and loads. I thought I'd pick something today where I'm not going to get frustrated with it, you know. So it's one of those builds where everything is completely repetitive in a big way. This is more repetitive than building aircraft carrier armaments. I bet you'll wait for me to cut my finger open, didn't you? Okay. That thing will stand up. It's been absolutely stupid. I know what Mr. Sprue and Glue was thinking when he donated this. I'll give Lindsay a big challenge. Flip says you got more boxes lined up than I am a Amazon container ship. Yeah. Flip says I had air followed by water. Static says assembly line mentality. Think Ford Motor Company line. Yeah, it's an assembly line. It definitely is an assembly line. We've got a few workers off on sick today, so you have to restart the assembly line later. I'm working with a skeleton crew today. 12 people in. Thank you very much, guys. Don't forget to put your thumbs up. Be much appreciated, people. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, and people watching in the background, please take a look. If you like what you see, give it a good old subscription. There's plenty of different content in my channel. Loads of stuff. There's videos, live streams, Warhammer, ships, tanks, trucks, dios. Bit of an all-rounder. Anything I'm not too keen on building, that is planes. Got one in the stash. I've had it since 2015. No, earlier than 2015, I think. It was 2013 when I actually bought it. I actually bought 2 kits. They was on special offer. Can't remember where, but they was on special offer. £30 for 2 kits. It's half built, but that's as far as it got. So Apple says, why do you think he's quit his channel, Lindsay? He can lie back on the sofa and giggle at bits go ping. Yeah, definitely. Static Model says, aircraft, no thanks. Helicopter, as far as I can go. Yeah. I've built aircraft in the past, but they take a lot of, unless you hang them on the ceiling, and I don't like stuff hanging around on my ceiling. I had quite a few planes once hanging on my ceiling, and I gave them all to my grandson. And yeah, he soon made short work of them. 172 scale, 148s. The only one I didn't let him have was the Lancaster. But that bit the dust after about 10 years. So I ain't got that no more. That's in the recycling world. I wouldn't mind building another Lancaster, actually. Wouldn't mind. I do like the Lancaster. It's probably one of my favourite planes, I think, Lancaster. And also the PBY Catalina. I built one of them before. I built one of those when I was a kid. Catalina. Huge thing. Well, it was huge to me because I was probably only about 10. Another one. Static says hundreds of decals. No, thank you, not anymore. Apple says, when I was a kid, I started off with 1/72nd scale, then in the RAF built big bombers like the B-52 Stratofortress, then moved to 1/35th scale Vietnam era models, including a Riverine boat Dio. Cool. Flip Dip says, I've lost my mojo for building dioramas part works. Just can't seem to get motivated to do anything. Must be the weather. Got the tumbler to put back together before I'm doing anything. Tumbler, that's the Batman one, isn't it? Part works. Built a lot of models in my time. A lot of models. I've had destruction from children a couple of times. Breaks your heart, really. But there you go. Kids are kids, aren't they? Nothing you can do about it. That's another one. Static model says, sure you can. Don't have any P. I think a few times I've lost my mojo to build, and I think that's when I got into Warhammer. Thought I'd try something different, but as you all know, Warhammer kind of like got out of control. But I do like builds that you can really get your teeth into. You know, lots and lots of parts, complicated, photo etch, all of it. And if you get kind of distraught with it, you know, then you can always just build something simple and then go back to the big build. But I do like big builds. I don't like things I can build in 2 or 3 days. I don't like that. I think once your skill set gets better and better, I think that's when you tend to buy kind of more kits with a lot more parts in and more skill level, because then you can advance your skills. I mean, I've learned a lot over the last 25 years, I suppose, because I used to just build simple stuff, something just straight out of the box, probably only about 20-30 parts. That's all to your skill levels, I suppose. Like I do some kit bashing sometimes as well. Kind of get like an idea into my head and start rummaging through the spares boxes. Static says, true, I've been priced out of Warhammer lately. I'm not going back anytime soon. No, it's really, really expensive, Static. It's got out of control with their prices. Even I won't buy it anymore, but I've got a substantial stash. So, you know, I don't really need to buy it. Flip Dip says, I enjoy 3D printing and painting side of things. Yeah, cool. Apple says, Games Workshop have announced the 11th edition big box will cost £200 to buy. I'm not buying it. I've enough. There you go, you see. I mean, when I went to Warhammer World, God, Jesus, I spent way too much money. Plus, I went to York as well, hunting Warhammer out, you know, at the shops and stuff. I think I must have spent nearly 600 quid on both visits, one to Warhammer and the other one down to York. Can soon get out of control. But Warhammer is expensive, but the prices are getting dearer and dearer. And then they wonder why people are 3D printing stuff. There you go. It's because they can do it cheaper on a 3D printer than they can buying it. As long as you can get the files. Get your fingers and do it. That's it.
Wow.
Straight in. Okay, so I'll have to get some more off now. On another 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Flip Dip says, is there still the Viking Centre? What, down at the Warhammer place in Nottingham or down at down in York? I think you may be on about York. I'm not sure, to be honest. I know my son went there. Apparently they got that that piece where it's supposed to be the biggest in the world. Apple says yes, the Jorvik Viking Centre. Flip Dip says, is it Jorvik? Question mark. I couldn't tell you what it's called because I've never been there. never been there personally myself. Doesn't really appeal to me, actually. Two, four. Getting myself lost here. Right. Taking those off. Let me have a look. And I've taken off those two. I had the wrong pile of sprues. 2, 4, 5. 6. 6. Just see how long things stuff takes to do with this. 2, 4, 6. This will be 8 and 2 more. You do actually get 2 spare sprues with this kit. So if you lose any bits, Bob's your uncle. But I've managed to find all the pieces I've dropped on the floor. So okay, I think that's should be 10 there. 2, 3, 10 there. Right.
Hi, Lindsay. Back again.
We're back again. So the carriage just turned up.
What's that?
Okay, where was it? Apple says Jorvik flipped it. Apple says never been, but watched a YouTube visit and found it amazing. Apple says 2 spare sprue in case of pingage. Yes, very much. Got my skin there. Okay. The one from Del Monte, he says yes. That's another one. Got quite a few pieces to put on this. We won't get it all done in this stream, that's for sure. And there's no way you can get a sander in there and try and hold it at the same time. It's just not possible. So I've got to try and clip it out. It'd been much better if they'd have done them on the ends. Put the screw gate on the end. Loads of repetitive stuff. Another one bites the dust. And another one. Got a good production line going here, haven't we? Never know, they might pay me piecework. I'll definitely not earn nothing like doing that. I used to work for a firm that did piecework. Wow. Still got 8 people in. Thank you very much, guys, for sticking around. Much appreciated. Another 20 minutes of the stream left. So Static says, I got to go. Thanks, Lindsay. See you, everyone. All right, then, mate. No worries, Static. Bye-bye for now. Take care, buddy. Should be finishing the stream soon anyway. Another 15 minutes and we'll be done. Cheers.
Okay.
Really? Apple says, take care, Static. Yeah, that's another one done. Might get all these done before the end of the stream. Yeah, I thank everyone for coming in. Much appreciated, guys. But there's always a watch back if people who haven't seen the stream. That's why they're only an hour and a half long instead of 2 hours. Okay, so think once we finish putting these ammunition bins in these thingamajiggers, I think then we will call it. It's going to be a long old build, this, guys. That's why I'm doing quite a lot off screen. Otherwise, it would just get dragged out and dragged out. Got the ship to build yet to put in. I don't normally do American subjects, but being as this is an American dry dock, I had to buy an American ship to go with it. Last one, guys. Right, got one more in there. I took too many off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Oh yeah. So I've just been daft. I was thinking I had an extra bit there. Then we'll chat yet, guys. Then we'll chat. Right. Get this last one in. Then we're done. Call it a day. Carry on with my housework. Plus, I've got dinner to prepare as well. Right, so that's 20 of those done, guys. All 20. So that's 20 of the bottoms, 20 ammo boxes, and then it's got like be 20 shields, 20 A1 guns, and 20 handles on the guns. There'll be the next few bits. So there's, it's quite a lot of parts there. There's like 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 parts just on that. 100 parts. So that's what I say. It's very, very repetitive. So that's what takes all the time up. But what I should do off screen, I should get the rest of that all built. Probably have a couple of hours tonight doing it. And then when I come back on part 6, we hopefully should be in stage 2. I've done stage 3, except for these railings here, because they are very, very flimsy. They are. And I don't want to put them on yet. So, yeah. So that's a lot of parts. Okay, so we'll go up cameras. Mark's Mod says, so you'll be putting on your 7 of 9 pinion. Yes, Mark. Yes, Mark. Okie dokie, so I'm going to go up cameras. And okay, so yeah. So look out for the next part, which will be part 6. And like I said, I should do the rest of that stage off camera now. And hopefully come back on part 6 with something else. So, yes. So, well, I hope you've enjoyed the stream. Yeah, I know I was a bit quiet at times, but there you go. That's how it happens. And I'd like to thank everyone for coming in the chat. Thank you very much, people in the background. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, please take a look and see what you think, if you like that. And yeah, give a good old subscription, push the notification bell. Plus, if you're not a member of the PPM Facebook group, which is Peterborough Plastic Modelling Group, there is that in the bar. Mark, if you're there, if you could put that in the chat for me, it'd be much appreciated. Yeah, just send a request and we'll see about getting your membership. But you have to be a modeler, and if we don't know you, you will be vetted. So following Ghost says later, everyone. So hopefully Mark puts that in the chat. Just give him a minute, see if he does it. If not, it's in the bar here. So yeah, there you go. Not sure about Sunday yet. Not too sure whether I should be streaming on Sunday. Apple says, ta-da, everyone. Tiny models, not for me. You don't like all them little fiddly bits, do you, mate? That's what it is. So anyway, I'm going to go and see you all soon. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye.